Hey guys, I'm Necro and welcome to the Tarkov Academy. In today's video, we're doing a raid breakdown. I'm taking a raid that I had on stream recently and I'm diving deep into it, discussing the main goal of the raid, gear assessment, decision making, and everything else that you as a player should be doing every raid to up your survival chances and maximize your potential as a player. I plan on doing more of these in the future, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to show your support. Now let's get into it. The main objective of this raid for me is to get into Interchange and take down Killa for Jaeger's task called Huntsman Path Sellout. Now, luckily right here, I could see that I have a pretty good spawn for this. I spawn in the spot at the scav camp directly in front of Ultra. And so I'm just searching for my way to, get through the cargo containers here and make my way towards the entrance. As you can see, I have an M1A in my hands. In the magazines is M61s. I'm looking to take down Killa extremely fast so I can take his helmet off of his head and get out of the raid as quickly as I possibly can. Now, as you can see, I'm doing a quick look around, making sure the spawn to my left and right, no one's, coming at me here. Walking for a moment to regain some stamina and then sprint through the open area into the doorway and straight up the stairs. Now, I know the general areas that Killa can spawn, so I do a quick look around, make sure no players are here on me, no scavs are around. I run immediately towards the National. Walk on past, don't see any scavs or anything yet. Making sure that I'm, maintaining a little bit of stamina just in case I do need to make a quick sprint. I go into Brutal. Unfortunately, Killa is not here in that spot, so I take a moment to stop, do a quick sound check. I don't hear any footsteps or anything, so I keep on moving on. I hear footsteps to my right, so I immediately look out as I hear some talking, and I think that they're scavs, hoping that it's Killa. Unfortunately, it's not. It's just a basic scav, but I hear more footsteps. So I take another step forward, wait for them to come around the corner, take them out quickly, effectively. Unfortunately, it's not Killa. Do a quick reload, and then a sound check. Now, I continue looking through these stores, try not to make too much noise, but also not really caring because I know that if there were other players around looking for Killa, then they would already be here as well. I jump into Rasmussen here as at this point, I'm pretty sure Killa's not around, so I'm just looking for a quick grab on loot. Try to make the trip at least a little bit worth your time, you know what I mean? Nice military cable there. I hear some footsteps down the hall to my left. So I'm taking a quick moment to take some cover, see if they're going to come at me. Now in this raid, I'm not looking to PvP too much. I don't feel like the M1A that I have is really outfitted well for taking on a whole bunch of players. But I'm going to hold my ground here. I hear something to my right, so I take a quick look over there. I see a player. Wait for them to get out in the open here. Take a shot. That was a nice clean hit in the stomach or thorax. Unfortunately, did not down him. He's taking cover, so I can't really see him now. Another clean shot to the chest. He's now dead. Do a quick reload. Make sure the guy on my left is not moving up on me. I'm hearing footsteps, but they are fading out, so I'm pretty sure he's walking away. Continue looting. Try to make a little bit money back on the rounds I'm using. M61s are not cheap. They're strong. They're great, but they don't come cheap. Unfortunately, it looks like Rasmussen does not have a whole lot of great loot. Got a military cable, a camera lens. There's a whole bunch of light bulbs around, but at this point in the raid, they don't sell very well as most people are beyond that part of their hideout. Now here, I'm taking cover, doing another sound check, making sure no one's running up on me, no one's trying to make a play on me after making a little bit of noise. Quick gear assessment, make sure that I have some magazines loaded up, move things around a little bit, refill the mags where I can. Everything's looking good. Put the military cable in my pouch so that way I'm guaranteed to make at least a little bit of money should I die. As you can see, I have no backpack. I plan on using hole-in-the-wall exfil if I can. Now let's go loot that guy that I took down over here. Looking around, making sure no one's looking at me. Quick sound check. And let's loot quickly. Level 27 player. Unfortunately, it looks like he just looted the scavs that I killed over here. Must have been a hatchling that didn't make it to where he wanted to go on time. Unfortunately, he had nothing for us, but the dog tag will sell, so there's that. All right, running into generic, seeing if Killa's in the corner behind the tank. Unfortunately, he is not, so it looks like he's just not on the map. Unfortunately, our main objective of taking him out for the task is not going to happen. So our priorities here change a little bit. We're going to try to make a little bit of money, try to grab some loot, something of value before we make our way out. Just start looting things up a little bit here. Yeah, nice little hex rail. Another sound check. Make sure that no one's moving up on me. Take the chainlet. Of course, no real value there. Checking the time, seeing if anyone's turned on power. Looks like it is not turned on, so no one's going for the safe room exfil at this point. All right. At this point, I'm trying to think of what I should be doing, where I should go to try to get some loot. I know at this point in the raid, all the good spawns for loot have already been hit. I hear gunshots in the back of Goshen, so I make a sprint for it. Maybe I just need to take out some players and take what they have on hand. Looks like some players are fighting some scavs in Goshen, so I'm going to try to get a position on them to fight them. Looks like one's pretty close right here, so I'm going to see if I can get a cheeky little shot through here. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Trying to make as little noise as possible so I can make the most of my first couple shots against these guys. Take a peek around the corner, see nothing right here. Clearing the angles, making sure no one's on to me. Hearing footsteps out in the distance, someone sprinting, as well as gunshots by somewhere outside. But I hear the footsteps fading away, so I'm clear to move up a little bit. Hold the angle for a moment, see if I can see them in the open. It's nice and quiet. I see a player, and then I learn that he has a friend. So there's two players at least here in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and try to take up a position. Looks like they're trying to loot Goshen. Maybe they're looking for Tashankas or something for a task. I go ahead and try to get on their backside. I hear running over there. Still think they're looking for some food. I'm looking to get some quick shots in, maybe take one out and even the odds. Trying not to make too much noise, but enough to let them know that I'm here, so that way they know that I kind of want a fight here. I still don't think that they've even heard me at this point. I don't know if they don't have headsets or if they're just not paying attention. Maybe they think I'm a scav. Heard a little bit of movement, so I'm holding an angle for a moment just to see if they move towards me. Stark silence for a moment. Hearing some footsteps moving closer. I back up a little bit to get a little bit of better cover as well as a clearer shot. I hear them coming straight at me. Take a couple shots, 2, 3 possible hits. I see him moving, to the left, so I drop a grenade to maybe cut him off and reposition, so that way they can't get me very well. Use the explosion sound as cover to quickly move. Take another shot. Throw a grenade to cover my retreat. Reposition. The nade was good, but the guy moved away from it, so it does not make contact. I take a moment to kind of go over here. They don't know that I'm over here. They think that I'm somewhere in this region, but not this exact spot. It's all quiet. I see nothing, hear nothing. Aside from a distant explosion, I guess. So here, I need to make a choice. Do I hold this angle, or do I move around a little bit and see if they'll come at me, or if I can reposition on them from, like, they're somewhere in those shelving units over there. So what I think the right thing to do here is maybe move to the left and see if I can get a quick angle. Unfortunately, I see nothing. So they have moved away a little bit here. In this moment, I'm thinking either retreat or force their hand. At this moment in time, I'm really thinking that this raid has been just kind of a waste of time, so I need to do something. I need to make something happen. If I lose, I lose. At this point, I don't have a whole lot of great gear, so I'm just kind of repositioning and going for a re-engagement somewhere in Goshen here. Make a little bit of noise, let them know that I am still here. I still want the fight. Clear corners, make sure they didn't move too close to me without me noticing. Go all the way to the back of the store. Unfortunately, I run right into him here. Miss a lot of shots. Drop a nade to make a retreat. Nade goes off. It was a good spot. Good nade. The other, it looks like they split up. The other guy was right behind me there. I didn't even see him, so I dip into the back room for a quick heal. Whatever he has doesn't do a whole lot of damage, so I know at this point that my level 5 armor is good in this situation. Do a quick reload. Try not to make too much noise. I don't want him to know exactly where I am. I'm only hearing the one set of footsteps. His friend might be downed from the nade, but I'm not certain. Have not made confirmation on that, so I know the other guy is somewhere on my left. We hear him coughing. He's down. Last we saw his other friend was on this side where we threw the grenade. Hearing absolutely nothing at this point. So his friend was either down by the grenade or he was hurt and is taking a moment to heal outside of my audible range. Opening a door so I can make a little bit of a play if I need to. Just doing sound check, quick gear assessment, refill a magazine. Looks like we're good on ammo. The armor and helmet are still looking great. Almost out of spare M61, but that's okay. Magazines are full, ready to go. Not hearing anything, so at this point, I think that it's time for me to make my move. He's either really hurt and healing, or he is dead. We know for sure one is down, so that evens the odds. We no longer have to worry about them trying to make a pinch maneuver. Trying to bait a little bit of gunfire or bait him into moving or something by making some noise myself. But I hear nothing at all. Last we saw, he was on the right side, so I think we're going to make a move out there. Take a moment, gather my thoughts. Breathe. Still hearing nothing. Trying to see if I can just bait him into, you know, taking a greedy shot. Maybe if he sees me for a moment. But I see nothing, hear nothing, so I just charge out. Still seeing nothing over here. Oh, I see a body. That might be our friend. Make sure we're still clearing the area. Always assume that there's another one, someone watching you, someone that's onto you. Never play like someone's not watching you. Check the dog tag. Our man was downed by our grenade. Very well done. Very well placed. He has an HK. We take those. He has a backpack as well. And now that we took out a player, we may as well try to, you know, fill up the backpack, take their loot, and move on from the raid from that point. Looks like he was using M856A1s with level 5 armor. He wasn't exactly able to do a whole lot of damage there. Unless he hits a headshot, but luckily that didn't happen. We took some quick loot, got an HK. Take a moment to bow out, make sure no one's moving up on me. Assessing what's in the bag. We have some decent stuff. The gauge is useful for level 3 Bitcoin farm, so that's cool. Clear out the bag a little bit of things that we do not need. Make a little space for more loot from the other guy. Looks like we have some water, some extra magazines for the HK, which is great. Moving things around to make sense. Obviously, we want the magazines in our rig so we can make use of them. Still hearing nothing, so I'm pretty sure we're safe at this point. Still looking around, making sure no one's moving up on me, clearing corners. Take a moment to loot our first kill here. Level 23. We're going to strip the weapon of some parts, make a little money on them. Notice that he has a decent helmet, so we're going to take that. Hearing some stuff to my left, but I'm being greedy here. Didn't hear footsteps too close, just some gunshots at what seems to be a scav running in the distance. Noticing the tri-zip here is full. This guy was using some BT rounds. He had some BS ammo as well. We're going to fill up this rig. You could basically fill them up and then put them in your backpack to make more use of the space. Moving things around so I can throw my backpack into the larger one. It's backpackception at this point. Nothing else of real value there, so we don't want to sit in the open anymore. At this point, we're looking to bail. Try to get out of the raid. We've made a couple of kills. Our main objective of taking down Killa, unfortunately, did not happen because he did not spawn. And so now we're looking to exfil. So I make my way towards the Emercom exfil, as that's the one that the raid calls for me to take. So I'm making my way out the backside here. Now, take notice of the weather. It's a little bit rainy. Seeing things in the distance is not exactly the easiest thing right now. Seen some scavs run out here, so we're going to take a moment to pop some shots. Clear them out. Get them out of my way. Hear an explosion to my left. Turns out there's a shotgun out there. Not sure what's going on there. Don't see anything out there. Must be a shotgun scav that can barely see me. I'm starting to feel like something's a little fishy here, though. All these scavs running around, they're already aggressive for some reason. It kind of looked to me like they were looking around for something before I even took my first shot. Starting to feel like something is amiss here. Seeing this scav here, take him out real quick. He hits me in the stomach, the jerk. But luckily we dropped him there. I really enjoy the M1A. But at that range, without good modification, it can get a little bit weird. Now, something shot me from the left. I take a quick shot from the right. Not sure what's going on, but like I said, I already had a weird feeling here. So we take a quick shot. We take a moment to heal up our arm. Luckily, it only hit the arm, so it's fine. This area of the map is often camped by people looking to make some easy money on players that are unsuspecting. A lot of people will go through the map, try to get some quick loot, and then exfil fast, but other players will camp this area on the rafters, on a little part of like an overhang ceiling thing over where the trucks can park. At this point, I hear a scav still like yelling about, and then I hear a whole bunch of gunshots, and it's a very different weapon than the first one that was shooting at me. The first one that was shooting at me is some type of bolt action rifle, and then I see this guy. He peeks the corner real quick. He makes contact, starts talking to me, so I drop a grenade and then fall back a little bit as I don't want to be angled on by two different players. This guy returns grenades, but luckily it only hits the forklift. I'm behind this big truck. He throws another grenade. It doesn't really do much for him as I'm behind this truck still. So I already know that at this point there's two players here. So now I have to make a choice. Do I want to take this fight any longer, or do I want to make a retreat? I personally think that I made the right choice here in going for a quick retreat. Knowing that there's two different players here, and again, I'm outnumbered. The other guy has an angle on me here. I just need to fall back. It looks like Emercom exfil is going to be a bit of a pain to use. So I'm falling back. I'm taking a little bit of time to, you know, deviate my movement, a little bit of zigzagging, get behind some solid cover, make sure that they're not following me up here. Now, the unfortunate reality of Interchange specifically is PMCs have pretty limited spots they can exfil. The hole in the wall is generally the safest exfil on the map, just because it allows you to just kind of get behind some cover as you're exfilling, and unless someone's pretty close, they're not going to be able to kill you there. Unfortunately, I have a backpack with some loot that I would love to get out, so hole in the wall is not an option as you need to not have a backpack there to use it. I'm going to take a moment to use the energy drink. It gives you a little bit of buffs on strength, endurance, as well as kind of gives you a little bit of energy and hydration. So staving that off, take a quick moment to make sure that they're not moving up on me. I see nothing here, so I'm still thinking at this point that getting out of this engagement is the right thing to do. Those guys are just going to be holding that angle, and they're looking to take people out, and I'm looking to survive. I want to make sure that I get out with this loot. Unfortunately, the magazine is filled with 8.55, so we reload it and hope that there's better ammo in the next one. It's 8.56. Not really all that great. Pick up the spare magazine here. At the very worst, we can sell it. Switch back to the M1A. Noticing these guys are still not moving up on me, so I think at this point in time, if they're not going to funnel in towards me, where I have the advantage, then I think that we just completely break off and disengage. I make a quick assessment of the situation here. I could go all the way around, you know, to my left or my right and make a different angle on Emercom, but I think the best thing to do here is to go check the power station and see if the vehicle there is available to use for exfil. We're not exactly super late into the raid, so it's still a viable option. Still have 24 minutes left. Most of the time, the power station exfil, if it is there, will be available a fairly good amount of the time until, like, you know, maybe 15 minutes left in the raid. So I'm thinking that that's where I'm going to go, check it out, see if I can make use of it myself. Now, I don't know this underground area too well, so I try to stick by openings that I can see so I can kind of get a lay of the land. Still newer to this game, still learning this map. I know that road, so I'm just going to go out there and use this road. I don't think those guys are moving up on me at all. I'm pretty sure at this point they've forgotten about me. They think I no longer exist. Or they think I'm stupid and just still sitting over there hoping that I can make a run for it or something. Either way, when it comes to people sitting at that exfil point, I just don't really care to take risks with it. Oftentimes they have sniper rifles with great range and stuff like that, and I just don't want to mess with it when I don't have the right gear to fight them. I have an M1A with a red dot on it. I did hear some gunshots over there, so it looks like they've either found more scavs to kill or they found another player to take on. So at this point, I'm just making a break for it, holding the right wall so I can get into cover as soon as I can away from the main building here. My character, it does have a lot of weight on him, so stamina regen is really tough right now. Taking a quick peek in the back area here, covering corners. I see the vehicle back there, so it looks like we are very lucky and able to use this one to get on out. At this point, I'm feeling pretty lucky. Took on a couple players, got a lot of their loot off of their backs. Found another couple players, survived the engagement with them. Unfortunately, did not get to fight them, but it looks like we are able to make a pretty clean break out of the raid at this point. Now again, came in with an M1A, very basic, lightly modded, only with a red dot, an M61 rounds, looking to take on Killa and then get out. Unfortunately, Killa was not here, but we did, again, take on a couple players, take some loot off their backs, paid for the vehicle to exfil here, and now we're pretty much home free. And that wraps up our first raid breakdown for the Tarkov Academy. Once again, thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I plan on doing more of these in the future, so if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe to show your support for it. As time goes on and I get into more raids in this game, I'm finding that I have a really good time kind of looking back and thinking about things that I did right, things that I did wrong, things that I could have done better. And I'm using these as a tool to not only help myself improve, but hopefully help other people improve from the perspective of another player. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you on the next one.